then the next will be this fan. I'm going to switch it on as well. Hopefully. Hey, hello. Hello, Nekomon. Thanks for the like. Hello. Yeah, I'm still doing the preparation of my streaming. So, yeah. Um, yeah, this. I don't know whether the connection is good enough. Hello. Um, yeah, this should work. Okay, let me just put the phone here. Okay, maybe. Okay, I don't know whether it can work. Okay, let me just put it a little bit higher. Get more space at here. Yeah. Strange things that I can't make it go live. That's pretty weird. Right. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to start streaming and I'm going to put on ear plug. So basically, the main camera is that way. Okay, I'm going to start recording, building bootcamp in public, and share some of the experience behind the scene experience with you folks. And then after a recording session, like mainly it's about like 5 minutes or 5 minutes, I think, 5 minutes all the way to like a 10 minutes, and after that, I would like check all the chats that you folks like put in the chat, and then I'm going to chat with folks, and then continue, repeat. So I tend to do that every day. Let me just adjust this a tiny little bit. I tend to do that every day, but unless I'm like really sick, right? So yeah, but my main job is as a programmer. I'm not going to do that whole day. I'm not like a professional streamer. This is mainly is a like hobby for me. Doing this, and yeah, that's uh that's the plan here. And yeah, I think why this is like yeah, I'm going to restart this computer a little bit because I think there may be something wrong with this computer. Because yeah, hello Sebastian. Hello, hello, welcome to the stream. I'm still doing the preparation, and yeah, hopefully I can start. Yeah, I got something wrong with the computer, so the main recording computer. So I'm going to like restart the computer again. Oh, hello, Kunio Riku. Oh, you're from Korea. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. This is like behind the scene. I create the like right now it's ranking the first called Japanese bootcamp. If you just Google it, the first one is me, and I'm like building it in public. So basically, I will like record this bootcamp like every day and show you folks how I record this bootcamp. And like this is the main camera. I look at the main camera, record things, and then look at the chat with folks, continue to record, and then look at chat, record, look at chat, something like that. Well, thanks, Nicole, and yo, you like click it like all the way. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so like I'm like restarting this computer. Yeah, thank you, Kunio. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm like restarting computer now, and I'm going to start the everyday recording. So just subscribe. Thanks for the subscription, Sebastian. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just restart my computer, and so basically we're talking about the grammar points now. Yeah. Thanks for joining the live. Right, bye. Bye, Sebastian. Good luck. Have a good one. Yeah, so yeah, so this time the camera is okay. Sometimes the camera got something like weird happening. I'm not sure why. Doesn't really matter. Just go to the um. Let's join the yeah. Let's open the Yeah, got it. It's the Japanese and grammar, and we talk about the here. わかりません。行くかどうかわかりません。Um, yeah. Let me just reply something. Right. So, yeah, I'm like replying some messages. Yeah. Basically, I'm like a teaching Japanese now. So you can type in Japanese. I can definitely understand. Um, so previously we talked about the. Hi Amanda, welcome to the stream. Still doing the preparation. Is the behind the scene of me making the Japanese boot camp. So previously we talked about the where where did we left? Yeah, I open my notebook. All the way down. 彼は来るかどうか知らない. Oh, it's a car, right? It's a car. So, yeah, where is car? Yeah. So we already finished the normal meaning of car, right? わかりますか? It's like a question mark, like indicator to say, oh, it's like this is a question. Um, yeah. Where is it? Nara, ba, tara. Yeah, it's like intermediate level. It's nothing like that. So, 予定, つまりたい. Yeah, but no. Yeah, we're still at a very early stage of the grammar point. I think, like I need to like scroll all the way up to to here. Question. これ, ここ, あそこ, もう, yeah, car, question mark. Like car, これは, yeah, yeah, got it. I finally find this place where we just left off because I got tons of material. So yeah, I'm going to search for the car. Yeah. Alternative question. Yeah. Let's talk about the like pronoun and demonstrative. Yeah, demonstrative. Hi, Andre, Rich. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Yeah. Sorry, I can't find like the your name on YouTube maybe because of some like agency like privacy issues that I can't like actually know who you are. So if you actually join the chat, I know. Okay, if you just watch it like anonymously, that's okay because I can't know your name, so I can't say hello. I can only see the number of people who joined. So yeah. All right. So yeah, pronoun and demonstratives. I think it's called demonstratives. Demonstratives. Yeah, that's starting here because I think all this like a particle we already finished that. I think car maybe. Okay, I'm going to search for previous like car. Is it? I think car is two. Car, door. Yeah. Whether or not. Yeah. Let's finish with car because I think we got like a car, door, car, or more. Damage. Yeah, that's. Oh yeah. Chanto. Yeah, Chanto. Oh, that's a previous stream. Someone asked me about the like explanation. The Chanto. Ka, do, ka, A, ka, B, ka. Yeah. Yeah, we already finished that. Doesn't really matter. Right, let's go back. And I think we can continue to look at the next grammatical points. Yeah, plain text and include. Yeah, so let's continue. Car, question, pronoun, and demonstrative. Okay, you might see me like talking to myself a lot. That's my preparation for my recording. Oh, sorry about that. All right, let's enter a new chapter of pronouns. Pronouns is a little bit controversial subject, but we're not talking about that kind of pronoun It's just pronoun in grammatical point, right? So pronoun in Japanese, and also demonstratives, right? So basically, what is pronoun and demonstrative? Basically, it's just some thing that we use to help pointing out something, right? So for example, you want pointing out, say, people, you want pointing out things, locations, you want a specific point, right? You use the pronouns or demonstratives. So basically, it's just some refer thing that are used in the structure to make it when you point something out, you can do that easily. So, for example, if you want like refer to a specific person, you can use a personal pronoun. So, for example, the most common one I think is like when you refer to yourself, like I in English, is called watashi, right? Watashi. But there is a catch here because most of the time, if not like a specifically want to refer to yourself, you normally don't do like referring to yourself unless you want to say that specifically it's me or I will go to something like that. Most of the time, it will not say watashi wa. This is like a common mistake. A lot of beginners make this like a constantly saying like because in English it's like I want to go there, I will go, right? Like watashi mo ikimasu, something like that. But I personally say if it can refer from the context, is not heavily used. Just you use that less frequent than you used to. That's most of the time you're going to do that correctly. Don't use that a lot. But you have to know that watashi, even though it's called watashi, right? Watashi. But you can sort of add a little bit like a dakon to the ta. So become ta and da, something in between. It's not ta, it's not da, but watashi, right? Something like that. It's not watashi wa. That's like you really want to stress this word. You want to say like watashi wa, but most of the time I think it's in between, like watashi. This is like refer to me, okay? So it's kind of like in English like I, okay? Watashi. And then it's about you, refer to you. And especially this is like if you just use watashi a lot, it sometimes it's just for Japanese people, it may just feel a little bit weird. It's not like offensively weird, but anata is is a thing that you should often avoid it, right? Especially if you are not like familiar with things and if you yeah, so for example, anata is like the wife referred to the husband, right? They can use anata, but if you like during like normal conversation refer to other person refer to you, not yeah, it's not oftenly used. So if you just see this anata, right? It's actually written this way, right? Anata. But it's kind of like yeah, it's there is like a kimi, right? Kimi. A little bit respectful, anata, but normally I think most 99% of the time is like for wife refer to husband. Most of the conversation is not to refer to like anata, watashi anata. Most of the time it's just omit. But yeah, often avoid it, right? Kimi is even better. Anata is yeah, it's not thing that you should use a lot. And you might say, well, if this like you should be avoided, so what should I use? You know what? Just using names. That's like the most respectful way of saying things without being offensive. Okay? We will talk about that, but just bear with me. This is like watashi is me, anata. Let me just write it down. Anata, right? Anata is like you, but often avoid it. This two just avoid it. So it's a kind of weird that these two you should avoid it while you learn this. Yeah, if you don't know, the first time you learn this and I tell you you should avoid using this, it's kind of like you know pretty weird, huh? Yeah. So the everyday Japanese and the Japanese like appear on the textbook is completely two different things. We have to be aware of that. Okay? Watashi, anata. And of course, I and you. And what about he and she? Okay, I know English the pronoun like yeah, yeah, pronoun you can use what pronoun that you want, right? But we're talking about like textbook Japanese here. So the pronoun right now is like he or she. Okay, I don't want to get into trouble, right? I respect every pronoun. But I just I'm just like teaching you folks Japanese. So the classic pronoun of Japanese he is called kare, right? Kare. So it's like a ka and le, right? It's not like curry, right? It's kare. Kare just means he. And if you want to just to change that to she, just like he and then add s before the he, she in Japanese is called kanojo, right? Kanojo. So basically, it's like a kare plus a woman. So basically, jo is like a joshi, right? It's like a girl, like a woman. So basically, it's like a he and plus a woman. So that will become she. So instead of like using he and she plus an s before, in fact, it's like a stick like a woman at the end of he become this whole thing become she, kanojo. Okay? And if you think about this is like pretty amazing. Ka, right? If you look at here, ka is actually, we can write this, right? Ka, kare, no, jo, right? Josh, right? Like onnanoko. So it kind of sort of have a hidden meaning like this, like he's woman, but it's like traditional meaning. But nowadays, like not his or hers or something like that. But if you think about this, it's like a no. If you think about this, it's like a where's the no? If you write this way, kare and then jo, right? There's like no here, but it reads like kanojo, right? So basically, it's like a kare no jo, right? But it's sort of a hidden the no, so the whole thing become kanojo, and kanojo is like a she, okay? And you know what? It's not heavily used, so it's pretty weird. Even though all this like a basic thing like I and you and he and she, it's like a most used thing in English, right? But you know what? In Japanese, it's not heavily used. And when it is used, it's a complete different meaning. So for example, like a kanojo, right? Kanojo, in fact, it can be girlfriend. Okay, so that's a weird thing. So it's like refer to she, and in fact, you're saying is the girlfriend. That's the most user cases. No, most of the time, normally it's not using as she, but rather as a girlfriend. So that's something that's pretty weird, and you should be aware of because the textbook Japanese and the real life Japanese, the anime Japanese and everyday life Japanese are actually like completely two different things, right? That's the reason a lot of people like learn learn Japanese from anime, and then they talk actually like that. It's being really offensive, like really crazy, like even like yakuza mitai. So like not like you know pretty rude. Okay, so because there's a lot of fighting involved in anime, and yeah, and you can sort of treat this way. Anime is like an escape. Okay, because the social hierarchy is being in some way too like suffocating, right? So people will tend to find an escape that don't need to worry about like all these social hierarchies. Right? And so that's the anime, like all this like no keigo at all, right? It's like just fighting and rebellious without all this hierarchy, and the hero always wins, something like that. So it's like a escape. So that's the reason you can't just learn from the escape, and then you go back to the real world, and you will notice that a lot of things didn't work. Okay, didn't work that way at least. So yeah, if you think about it, like Japanese use pronoun like all in all less frequently than English, and most of the time it's using the context or simply just dropping the subjects altogether. That's the preferred way. Okay, and as I said, if you don't like using like anata, like using you, what should you say? You use that person's name. So that's the reason why I don't know whether you folks actually watch an anime called Meitante Conan, right? And I think in English name is like a Detective Conan or like Case Closed. Case Closed is like a translation of that title. If you're like direct translated, it should be Meitante Conan. It's like a detective. Meitante is like a famous detective. Meitante. I mean, Meitante. Right? Meitante. Conan. Conan is like a katakana. Okay, it's just like a Conan, right? Meitante Conan. So like a famous detective Conan. So direct translated, but yeah, you can sort of you can sort of see this translation here, like case closed. It's like a not direct translation. So if you watch that anime, you can sort of see the yeah, when like a new person showing up during that anime, there's like a little line here, that person's name, and ironically, it's like a taboo in Western culture to ask that person's the how old is that person, but in the Meitante Conan, and actually in a lot of the like Japanese dramas and Japanese like variety shows, and you can actually see that we got like an age, like how old is in here. Oh, hello! I paused the recording. Thank you so much, and yeah, I can see you, all you folks. Yeah, greetings from Romania. Yeah, hello, hello. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm like recording this as like a behind the scene, so I'm like a look at the camera and that way. Sorry about that. I have to like pause that in order to say hello because I see the face. I'm here to say hello. So yeah, hello, hello. Yeah, so I'm going to like unpause this and continue. And I think part of the reason of adding the age, how old that person is because of social hierarchy, right? So if that person is like old, then you have to like when you talk to that person, like you're like a look up to that person, so you have to use more polite language to that person rather than it's like almost same or a little bit like younger, then you can like talk like a naturally and relaxed way. So that's a lot of things involved. But as a foreigner, right? You do this, you can't go wrong. Is that you don't normally use these like pronouns as frequently as when you did in say speaking English, but rather you just ask for that person's name, okay? And what is even more easier than speaking English is that if you work as a traveler, you travel to Japan, most of the time the service, the person who work in service industry, they make it so much easier, right? They will have a like a name tag here, and you just say this like nani nani, and then you add their name or title. That's very important, and then you add a son, right? Sa, son, right? So that is like a replacement for the pronoun. That person's name and adding a son when addressing someone, right? Instead of using anata, right? Yeah, anata is like too direct, but nani nani san, like so even you can get this person's like family name to show more respect, just like addressing like I think it's this is like kind of like English. You address that person's family name rather than given name, and then you adding some, right? To show respect. Okay. So yeah, I think that's just like a personal pronoun, a little bit like a differences, and something that you should pay attention to. Whew, yeah, that's one session recorded. Yeah, thank you so much for you joining the live, and yeah. So if you got any question, this tool for you. Thank you. Hello. Basically, I'm going to like record and talk to folks and get instant feedback because this is like a built behind the scene of me making this Japanese bootcamp, this search Japanese bootcamp, or just link. I like to put the link in the description. It's like right now, it's like Google it, Japanese bootcamp, and right now it's like ranking the first. I'm making this in public and record this, get instant feedback, chat with folks, record. Hello, Flo, welcome. Flo, 1-0, yeah, Flo was 1-0, cool name. Thanks for joining the chat. Yeah, so yeah, if you got any questions, any specific topic that relate to the thing that I'm currently recording, I'll do a little bit of research and prepare and then record and add instantly to that bootcamp. It's like built with community. Okay, so yeah. Woo! That's one drop down, and I prepare 2 cups of Mac coffee, and yeah. So I'm also like running a subscription, something like that. It's like so basically like a marathon, like one subscription will like add in 10 seconds. Yeah, I'm very new to this because my main job is as a programmer. So this is like a side gig that I start at morning, right? Maybe do a 1 hour or 2 hour session for building this Japanese bootcamp, and then go back to coding. I'm actually building like iOS apps and VR, like using Godot to get the VR. And currently, I bought a like Apple Vision Pro because I just a few weeks ago, maybe 1 month ago, it's like June June the 8th of June, right? So Apple got an announcement called of like a liquid glass, and I fly to San Jose, Cupertino, right, Apple Park, and take part in the like developers like WWDC. It's called like a worldwide developer conference, and I got like pretty excited. I think there's got so much like so much opportunities to combine this development as well as the teachings and combining together. Like when you like put on the headset, you can enter the world that I just created for you, and yeah, it will be fun. So it's like some projects. Hey, 4A's, welcome. Hello. So yeah, that's the reason I like combine this together. Okay, so. Alright, let's continue. Alright, so previously we talked about the personal pronouns, right? But remember, we're in this at the session of demonstrative and pronouns. So what about demonstrative pronouns? So basically, demonstrative pronoun is kind of like this, that, right? Like this, that, over there, something like that. So basically, it's like here, there, something. Okay, direct translated. You find direct translation in English. That's the thing. Okay, so basically, it's not exactly the thing that you describe, like you using, say, that person's name that you direct describe things, but rather it's like a more, roughly that, this, that. If you just say this, that, you don't even know what this is. But you know what? Based on the context, you can sort of refer that thing, right? Infer that thing. So that's the reason it's called like a demonstrative. It's like kind of thing that demonstrates. Okay? So for example, this. We refer to, say, this thing, right? I'm drinking coffee. And what is this? This in English is like this is like a thing that really near me, right? I can see this and like pointing at that thing, right? At this. So in Japanese, it's called kore. Okay? I know it may sound a little bit rude. We will talk about the whether this is like a a polite way or not polite way. But just to relax a little bit, just chill a little bit while learning. I know a lot of folks. That's the reason, to be honest. I think that's the reason why a lot of adults think learning a language is hard because they are under the peer pressure as well, the social pressure of learning a specific uh, language because they think that, well, maybe I say this thing and something bad will happen, something like that. But to be honest, I think the best way of learning, to be honest, is just pretend you are a baby. You got no social pressure at all. You just learn things, and then you look at people around you, look at the reaction, whether you get the idea across, and then get a feedback and continue to do that. Okay, that's the thing I think is more natural way to learn. Okay, so just kore. It's definitely not polite, especially I know a lot of foreigners like you go to Japan and like want to buy this like kore sore are, something like that. But you know what? If you're obviously foreigners, I don't think the especially Japanese people who work in service who will say, "Oh, this is like you being unrespectful to me." They will know that they may even get a little bit like excited, right? So it's you are foreigner, you try to learn Japanese and you learn a little bit of Japanese. That's good. Okay, so I can better serve you because they have to like using English to talk to you. That's a little bit pressure on them their side as well. So don't need to worry too much if you obviously foreigner, right? So yeah, but you know what? This is literally this, okay? This kore, really close one, like kore one, right? But what about like a thing that near me, right? So for example, thing like I put it here, right? A little bit near me, right? This is like kore, for example, the thing is here, kore, and then it's like sole, right? It's like a direct translation to English that, this and that, kore and sole, right? It's a little bit far away, okay? So sole, that, thing near, a little bit far away, but not that far away, still near me, okay? And then, what about even further away, right? Kore, sore, and then like away, right? Things over there. That would be that place, right? So you know what? Quick way to remember this, are. Okay, because just think about this, like kore, kore, right? Sore, and then that place, right? Are, okay? Pretty, vowel word, right? Are, right? It's just like just imagine like you're pointing things like really far away. It's like that place, yeah, are. So as simple as that. Quick trick of memorizing kore, sore, are. Okay, so are. Are means that thing over there, pretty far away places. Okay, so kore, sore, are. What about you there? Which? Okay, because you don't know if you want to put this in the context of a question. Which one? Doko? Dore? So it's like a dore. Okay? That's a whole set for you. Kore, sore, are, dore. Like even like a rap. Kore, sore, are, dore. Okay? This, that thing over there, and which thing? Question. Dore. Okay? Just think about it like a which thing? Like dore. It's like yeah, so you can sort of feel that stance of Japanese language floating inside you, right? Come out naturally. Just think about it. Any language is just a tool that humans use to convey the information. So just go with the flow. Once you're in that certain state, go with the flow. It just come out naturally. Okay? これ、それ、あれ、どれ? Alright, that's the demonstrative pronoun. Whew, that's one session down. Right? I tend to make like bite-sized sessions. So yeah, and that's all. And I think I need to add more like data to demonstrative pronouns because this is really important, especially if you are asking things and you can using Japanese to learn Japanese. Okay, so basically you can use Japanese to ask other people about like what is this? Okay, like これは何ですか? And then other people can use this to teach you things, right? So for example, これは何々です, right? You can say you know この like you can, for example you just finished reading a book, you can say like この本, right? この本は面白いです, right? And then you can say あの人は何ですか? Something like that. Like yeah, so this can be like used. Hey Kathy, welcome. So basically this can be used in a lot of scenarios, and you can use this to refer to the things that you don't understand. So you can use this expression to learn things. Yeah, that's a very good knowledge to have. これそれあれどれ. Yeah, that's more about thing. Yeah, let me add a little bit more complex combination. Okay, still using like ko so. Yeah, if you think about it, it's like using ko so something like that, but adding no and then plus a noun to use this conversation. So as I just mentioned, like この本は, right? It's like これ, right? But you know a little bit about this information. So it's これ, この, and then adding noun. Yeah, if you think about it, you can actually do this. これは何ですか? これは本です, right? And then you can add in a little bit more information because you know this is a 本, it's a book. So この本は面白いです. Or adding car, we just learned about car, right? You can say like この本は面白いですか? Right? This car, right? Having a car. But actually in everyday conversation it's like read as car. So sort of yeah, adding a little bit, you know, more information to the conversation, and then you can say 面白いです. So basically it's like adding more interest, like this is an interesting book, add more information back. So that's a pretty good point. And of course you can like double it, like ここは like そこ, like here, there, over there, right? ここ like そこ like あそこ. So basically it's like direction, it's like way information. Yeah, it turned out this can be a lot. So let me quickly think of a way to understand this. Yeah, what's the correct way of speaking? Yeah, I'm like talking to myself. Things is like a behind the scene. So I'm talking to myself. See what's the best way to demonstrate this. Yeah, so let me think of a way. So そのここそこあそこどこどこですか? Yes, of course. Yeah, I think this stream like got breaking down, and I don't know why. So what I'm gonna do is to reconnect this. I think the connection's too bad. Maybe I'm doing this like a multi-streaming sort of thing, so it won't. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. If we break down, I don't want to like adjusting things while I'm live, right? So yeah. All right. So yeah, 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 yeah. So they could. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue. All right. We talk about kore, sore, are, dore, right? So we talk about all this like this, that over there, right? Which thing? Let's quickly do a little bit practice, and then I'm going to introduce you. Just to change this tiny little bit, we can make the structure a little bit complex, involving more information. So let me show you. So for example, let's start with kore. So basically, this is like when you don't know anything, or you don't you don't need to add any more information, because based on the context you already know. Okay, let me show you. So for example, kore, like if you don't know, like kore wa nan, nan, right, this way, kanji. Kore wa nan desu ka? Right, because you don't know. Remember, we just talked about ka as a question marker. You don't actually need a question mark in order to say this is a question, right? Especially in written Japanese, you don't need a question mark. You just need to add a ka. これは何ですか? これは何ですか? Like so for example, you got like a book, right? So これは何ですか? It's obviously it's not a book. It's just some random box that I grab. Okay, so yeah, forgive me. So これは何ですか? It's like this thing that's really close to you, right? これは何ですか? Really close to you, and we're referring to this thing, right? What is this thing? What is this? Okay, directly translated, これ this は this 何ですか? This is what. 何 is like a what? What is this? Okay, what is this thing? これは何ですか? And then you can say これは, and then you can, if you're like standing a little bit far away, you can say それは, それは. Because you know what? Because you're standing like a little bit farther away from that person who asked question, right? So for example, that person is like grabbing this thing, you're standing, I don't know, 3 meters away, and then, soれは, then you can actually add in more information. So for example, それは本です。本と言います。Something like that. Okay? So that 本です. Like this is a book. Or if you use like それ, you can say that is a book. それは本です. Okay? So you know what? You can use like a これそれ to sort of make statement about the information. Okay? Even though if you don't know this is a book, you will ask what is this? What is this? これは何ですか? それは本です. Okay? Basically, you know this is a home. This is a book. And then you can add more information. That's the main topic that I'm going to discuss at this video, because you can use the ko, so, and are to make combination and adding that information. Because like home is a typical noun, right? It's a book. It's a noun. So you can refer to that, right, based on the information. You don't know this. これは何ですか? Right? Oh, これは本です, right? 本, you know, this is a 本, right? So you can add more information you can refer to. So next time when you refer to this, you know this is called 本, right? So you can say, whoa, this book is like really near me, right? It's just there. So you can refer to this 本, this book. So この本, right? この plus, basically, I'm going to like separate this for you. この plus a noun basically means this and a noun. Okay? So, この本. And then you can add more information, right? You can say, この本は面白いです. Like you are referring to this specific book, right? この本は面白い. 面白い. 面白い means that interesting, funny. 面白い. この本は面白いです. So basically, you don't know where you're from, like これは何ですか, right? To この本. So basically, you can use like これは何ですか and then これは or それは本です. You know this is a 本, this is a book, and then この本はこの本. Like this is a 本 over there, right? This is not over there. Over there is not that way. It's like this specific phone, specific home, right? Specific book. この本は and then you can add more information or you can ask more information. Right? この本はどうですか Like 面白いですか面白い means that funny, interesting. Right? この本は面白いです and then you can add a car and then it become a question. この本は面白いですか and then you can say, はい、面白いです。Right? So basically, you can use this structure and adding no and then adding a noun to say something more, right? You can either ask something, make more, add more information to the conversation, to be honest, and adding like a car to ask more about this specific thing, right? この本は面白いです。Right? この本は面白いですか And then you can say, yeah, この本は面白いです。Okay? And then you can say, so no, then パソコン something like that. Right? This is like computer. Yeah, you can also do that. So no, and then adding a noun, right? And then, yeah, let me add a little bit thing interesting. So you can say その本 is like refer to something far away. 面白いその本は面白いです Okay? But I want to use the because I know is for something that's a little bit far away. So, for example, you want to talk about a specific person, right? So, for example, a person like over there. There is a person over there. The person over there. And you don't know, you don't recognize that person, right? It's like, who is that person, right? Over there. So, あの人 人 is like a person, right? 人あの人 like 誰ですか誰あの人は誰ですかあの人は誰ですか Like, who is that person over there? Right? Basically, you want to ask more information about that person. So you know what? You recognize it's a person, right? Even though it's far away, and then you refer to that far away person, and you want to ask more information about that person. So yeah, just like この本面白いですかその本面白いです。あの人は誰ですか Right? Just change that from like, これ、それ、あれ to この、その、あの plus a noun to ask more information or to add more information to the conversation. Okay? But remember, there is like one missing point here. Like, どれ Right? You know the rule? If you look at here, これ、それ、あれ like こ、そ、あ plus れ and then we get rid of れ we change that to no and then plus a noun, right? So, a little bit test here. どれ like which thing? How to change, right? Really simple. You just need to どれ get rid of the れ and then no, どの and then you add like which, right? Add a little bit more information. Okay, really simple. Just like you know, dole. Whew. Let me rest a little bit. Drink some coffee. Yeah. Yeah, I already paused the main recording. Drink some coffee and yeah, let's continue. Um, I think I need to add more water. I think coffee got like a dehydrating effect, right? So yeah, maybe not a good idea to drink pure coffee like every day. But that's exactly what I did, right? Drink pure coffee every day. Yeah, I'm still like getting a lot of like throat sore, something like that, which is not a good sign. Maybe I will get cold. Yeah, I don't want to do that. And come on, join the chat. Hello, hello, Mohe, Mohe, JP Mose 1. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello. Yeah, so yeah, I'm like recording the Japanese bootcamp. This is like behind the scene. Yeah, basically I build this in public, working like this, record, chat to you folks, record, chat to you folks. Yeah. All right. So yeah, dono, dore. Let's quickly practice. Right? We already got this like all this on your belt, so it's good time to practice the question, right? So for example, which one is your bag? Okay, for example, there are a lot of bags there, right? So which one of the bag among all the bags that put before you is your bag? Okay, bag is kaban, right? And you know, if I type kaban, it's actually being written in katakana, but it's not a imported word, I think, because we got kanji for it. Like this is like typical kaban kanji, right? And if you look at this, kaban kanji is pretty descriptive. Okay, this is like the left side actually means the skin of the animal, right? And the right side is kind of like a bag. So basically, this kaban sort of a hint. This is a bag that made from the animal skin, which I do not personally like, and I don't own any of the kaban because it's really expensive. Okay, yeah. So, but you know what? This is like really difficult kanji. So you know what? Any language, even like Japanese for Japanese, it's just become like easier and easier. So that's good news for language learner because you know the Japanese also use this katakana no kaban, ka and then ba kaban, right? That's the bag. So which one is your bag? Which one? So dore, dore ga, right? So you normally don't use like anata. So どれが君のカバンですか? Right? So which one is your bag? If you want to use like a typical text for Japanese, you can technically say どれがあなたのカバンですか? Yeah. But I prefer to like use that person's name, right? like O-san, like Tanaka-san, like yeah, no kapan desu ka? Yeah, so I think that's more respectful way of saying rather than just refer to other people as ananta or like kimi, kind of like your mates. Okay, so kimi, omae, something like that. Yeah, omae or like it just when you like you want to start a fight, something like that, you use omae. So for example, you have tasted a lot of things and you want to say what which one is the most delicious one, right? You can say この中でこの中 kono is like this. Remember no, right? Kono naga is like center. Naka is like a center, right? So この中でどれが most 一番 right? 一番おいしい。おいしい。おいしい is like yummy, right? この中でどれが一番おいしいですか? Okay? おいしい you can add a little bit like raise your tone to make it a question, right? So yeah, I think that's enough practice for dore. But what about do, no, right? It's dore, but you can add more noun, like I said multiple times, like Japanese is like a sticky language, so you can add things that stick at the end. So to add more information, right? So for example, dono. So for example, still like talk about like kaban, right? So we can say which bag is yours. Dono, and then you know this is called kaban. So dono kaban. Now, even though I hate to say this, anata. Don't say this, anata. Yeah, right this way. どのカバンがあなたのですか? Yeah. You can technically say something like this, but it's a little bit kind, not really natural. Okay? But since we're practicing this language point, technically, this kind of expression is technically grammatically correct. So let's quickly practice this, and we're going to like modify later. Okay? どのカバンがあなたのですか? Right? So どの like which movie どの映画を見たい? Okay? Remember, I'm not using car, right? Just erasing the tone of tiny little bit. どの映画を見たい? Okay? どの映画, right? So basically, you know this is a movie, right? And you just want to ask other people to choose. So どの映画を見たい? Okay? Which movie did you want to watch? Want to, yeah. So どの. It's just like a dore, right? So yeah. So as I said, this is like a really textbook version, but most of the time you can like omit a lot of things. But I don't want to introduce this at very early stage because grammatically that may be incorrect, but it's in fact correct because grammar is something that we human devise to generalize language and try to help you better understand. To seems like maybe there's some rule behind this. It's like a really messy, but you know what? English is pretty messy. Japanese pretty messy. Mandarin pretty messy, because it's constantly involved and incorporate a lot of new things here. So my suggestion is that yeah, sometimes grammar do work, but most of the time it doesn't really work in reality. Okay, so for example, like we talk about like a dore, okay? Instead of saying something like a really hard, like a like どれがあなたのカバンですか? Right? So for example, normally it's just a, like これ like これケーキ cake 3つ 3 piece of cake これケーキ3つあるけど like あります right あるけどit's like yeah little bit あるけど like I turn around this conversation a little bit and then I want to ask a question because right これケーキ3つあるけどどれ食べたい So basically どれ it's like どれを like 食べる but you know what just omit right just to use どれ食べ食べる right 食べたい right even no car right so どれ食べたい it's like yeah which one would you like to eat 食べたい食べたい time is like I want to eat time どれ食べたい and you raise a little bit to make it more like a question and then you can say like チョコのやつ right チョコのやつがいいないやどのケーキどのケーキがチョコ Okay, so as simple as that. So you can omit a lot of things. Let me write it. This is like it's like an exclamation, right? So whoa, oh my gosh, so yummy. So and you can even make it more native by like cover your mouth. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like maybe because like showing your teeth is impolite. But if you think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense. It's like we as animal, like showing teeth is a little bit unfriendly, right? So something like that, and you don't want you speak accidentally speak to other people, right? So chocolate, right? So choco, choco, no. And then you can say that thing, right? So it's like やつ チョコのやつ It's like that thing, right? チョコのやつ It's really rough Japanese, right? It's really like relaxed way of saying things, right? チョコのやつ It's like a refer to that thing, right? That thing. チョコのやつがいいな Right? Pretty native saying is like not just いいですね but rather いいな It's like oh just using na to replace all sort of like this muscle チョコのやつがいいな Yeah, something like that チョコのやつがいいな Then you want to like refer to that specific like cake right? You want to refer, you want to choose, sorry, you want to choose that specific cake. You want to choose that specific chocolate, no cake. So you can say, どのケーキがチョコ Okay? You know what? Question mark, because there's like no か食べたい Okay? Yeah, this can actually work because there is no like a car to represent this is a question mark. So when the person who read it become like a pretty hard, especially like no audio involved. So you know what, you can use question mark. So sort of like a westernized way to write things. チョコのやつがいいな。どのケーキがチョコ Okay? So yeah, that's more like more natural. But of course, the textbooks like standard version is like どのカバンがあなたのですかおこの中でどれが一番美味しい something like that. Okay? Oops, that's a pretty long session. That's a really long session. And yeah, so hopefully that can let's continue. これそれあれどれこ このそのどの yeah, ここそこ that's like a place we did not cover. ここそこあそこ yeah, let me quickly reorganize this because I need to make sure the audio is alright. Because when I record, yeah, I got like a lot of painful memories of like record and realize that audio is not good. Okay, and then it's like all the thing like just doing all the things useless, render useless, which I don't want to do that. So let's quickly get this checked.
Alright, so previously we talked about the personal pronouns, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I know.
The audio is pretty good.
That's the reason,
So-
to be honest, I think that's the reason why a lot of like adults, there, so there, and then like away, huh? Which one? Dore, dore. So it's like a dore.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, let me rename this. I need to like put all this thing back here. Okay, and probably to talk about car and then oh, it's not common particle, but rather it is like pronouns and demonstratives. So another section, which is good. Another section. 43, I think. Pronoun demonstrative. Pronoun demonstrative 1, and this is the personal pronoun. Personal pronoun. Personal pronoun. Personal pronoun. 私、あなた、彼、彼女。Yeah. You, okay. Yeah, very good. Then this is about これそれあれどれ demonstrative pronoun. Yeah, I think demonstrative pronoun is much more difficult than personal pronoun because personal pronoun I sort of finished that with what, just one. But the rest of it is still stuck at the yeah. It's not personal pronoun, but demonstrative. Demonstrative. Demonstratives. And yeah, good. Yeah, make this like bootcamp is a huge project because you have to think all this like logistics sort of thing. Not only just recording and explain things, but also you have to make it work, make it organized. So you have to work really hard. Even though it seems like pretty easy, it's like a monumental task. Yeah, これそれあれどれ Yeah, これそれあれどれ Maybe that's too long. Yeah, we can't actually do that. That's pretty good. このそのあのどれ Yeah. Need to take a little bit break. Yeah. After I upload all this. Okay, I'm going to quickly check whether I'm still alive or not. because yeah, I have a lot of like painful memories of I record I've been alive for a pretty long time and then realize that's not life at all. Oh my god, just I just realized that Trump like actually applied like 25% uh, like taxes on Japan. Oh my gosh, that's bad. That's bad. Yeah, yes. The world is like going crazy these days. Like all this like previous 当たり前のことを just changed, right? Like all this like tariffs and like like competitions and hostilities is kind of crazy. Really, it's kind of crazy these days. Yeah. And, ooh, I'm still live. That's brilliant. I'm still live. Okay, let me quickly check. I'm not sure I'm live or not because. Okay, right now. Yeah, let's start. Let's start live right now. Let's see whether I'm still live or not. Maybe I'm no longer live. It's pretty weird. Because it seems that like the camera's still rolling, but I can't like check whether I'm like live on my another computer. Hopefully I'm still live, not just to waste a lot of time like talk to myself. That's pretty weird. Connecting software to get live. But I am live. Let me quickly check my channel. Should be like live now.
Should be like that,
Yeah, still it's live. Yeah, still. Maybe it's because I'm using like phone and horizontal live instead of using like a OBS sort of thing. So it's kind of different. Maybe it's like two different channels of streaming. Yeah. Question. Let me quickly upload this to my webcam. Get this. No, do not publish. Kane, sake. Tapi no Nihongo. Yeah, I think I need to update Tabino Nihongo because I actually shoot a tons of material, um, but I did not actually record everything as a part of a boot camp, which I think kind of a waste. So what I'm gonna do is to definitely add this. Illustrative. Modified version. This is the version. Yeah. Yeah, I think a Mac is like constantly backup my everything. Pronoun demonstrative. Okay, the third one here. Pronoun demonstrative. Yeah. Yeah, everything uploaded. Yeah. Need to make this okay. Yeah, I got another idea. I think it's because of the internet connection issue that if I got too much of the thing run at the same time, it will automatically like break some of the connection, which is not good because I try to make the best of my time, and it's constantly like a disconnect is no good at all. So yeah, what I'm going to do is to use, maybe I'm going to use the I'm going to use my phone's like data plan as a backup, and let's just check out the what's the Okay, what's the name here? Oh, this file. What's the name again? So what's the name again? Okay, let me quickly check one thing. So there should be an email of oh, I have to remember my username instead of my email accounts, which I never remember my username. Weird. Okay, now I forgot my password. Yeah, still I think this something about values are not correct. Okay, I'm going to test this while using the data. All right, let's try this. Let's put it here. Okay, hopefully it won't like drop. All right, let's continue. So, yeah. Oh, this got like some interference. Ooh. adjust it here. Put it down top of it. Place it here. Alright, perfect. Alright, perfect. I want to test whether it's like a stable. Yeah. Right. Right, so let's continue. So we talked about Coco. Yeah, we did not talk about this. So yeah, let's just get this started. 3, 2, 1. All right. So we talk about the referring to this thing that like sole, kore, are, right? Dore, kono, sono, ano, dono. But what about place? We did not cover that. So let's quickly go through the places. So for example, like here, there, and over there, right? So really simple, just using ko, right? Koko. Yeah, let me just get like a really simple one, like kore, right? Let's quickly change this. Sole, are, dore, okay? This is like this, that over there, and which thing. We just need to change the le to koko, and then soko, and then r's a little bit different. Instead of say ko, yeah, we need to add asoko. Okay, just this kind of a little bit different, and then dole is like, yeah, we can even just say like doko, yeah, but you can make it more polite. Yeah, let's talk about polite later. Right now it's just really simple, straightforward Japanese. Okay, koko means here, koko, koko, right? So you can say like this here, right now. This is a classroom. ここは教室。教室 is like a classroom. ここは教室です。ここは教室です。ここは right? This here. And like そこはyou can say 教室ですか？そこは教室ですか？ It's like you did not like actually enter the classroom, right? It's like そこは教室ですか? Like you're asking about this. A quick review of car, right? And then you can say そこは教室です。Like really far away, you point to no. This is not 教室. It's not the classroom. あそこは教室です。It's like really far away. That place. Yeah. So あそこ. You can say, if you travel to Japan, you should fall in love with the like accessibility of easy, accessible, convenience store, right? You can actually find like konbini all the time. So konbini, konbini, convenience store. So it's like 7-Eleven, Family Mart, right? Yeah, you name it. All around Japan, and you can provide, food, drink, like all this like like energy drink, right? And vitamin drink, medicine even. And what is even more convenient about it is that if you want to copy things, you can actually copy. You can print things out. You can just download some apps. Yeah, I definitely going to add this to my Tapi no Nihongo. It's like travel Japanese, because it's so convenient. And actually, I will shoot a demonstration of how to like use this on your phone, and then print it out, so like connect that to that device, and then you can print things out. So it's great fun and it's great convenient for travelers. I think you folks really need to know that. So yeah, I'll actually record and take shot at my Tabi no Nihongo section. So yeah. So for example, the konbini. Let's go back. Konbini. So for example, if you go to Japan, you want to ask about konbini, like konbini wa doko desu ka? Like doko is like where, right? Konbini wa doko desu ka? If you use this, you're asking about this konbini. Konbini wa doko desu ka? And then you can actually reply this. So for example, if someone asks you, guys, if you're like really familiar with that, you can say, "Oh, there is a convenience store over there, right? Ah, over there, pretty far away. You know what? Asoko, asoko, asoko ni konbini ga arimasu." Okay? It's like there is a convenience store over there. Right? So, yeah. I think it's like a too polite, maybe. So, I want to like make it a little bit informal. Hello. Hello, Aaron and Jupiter May. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, we talk about like a ni. It's like nani nani, a specific place ni arimasu. Yeah, so it's like there is. Na, asoko ni konbini ga arimasu. No. Yeah. Just this, right? And I want to even make it more polite without just make it omission. Alright, so that's basically about the koko, soko, asoko, and dogo. Dogo desu ka? Right? So it's like asking where, but not just the doko, but rather dogo. It's like just a dako, like just to add a little bit sound to it. Like not just the doko, but doko desu ka? Doko ko. Kind of like this sounds to make it more, natural, more relaxed. Okay? Hello, Anju. Hello, Anju. Welcome. And we're just talking about the like koko, soko, asoko. And yeah, I'm like recording. This is like me making Japanese boot camp like live. Okay? So yeah. Let me drink. I'm going to like finish this the like more polite way with saying koko soko asoko, and just call it for a day. Alright, so we talk about koko soko asoko. It's kind of like not so polite. Okay? So we are going to just change this a tiny little bit, but you know what? All this beginning is not changed. So for example, everything started from we talk about these like a kore, sore, are, something like that. So you know what? Kore, and then sore, then far away, are, and then dore. Okay, and we are going to change this to make it more polite. Okay? So, for example, kore. Like, for example, you say like, これは何ですか? is not so polite. But you can just change this by deleting the le, like こちら、こちら, right? So, そちら, and then あれ、あちら, just あちら, right? Pretty posh. あちら、そちら, right? こちら. So, yeah, you can even using like refer to the person, right? Or refer to this way, right? That way. Yeah, it's just basically place or who. You can use that, and then you can asking どれ quick どちら right? Really simple, just あちら as simple as that. Yeah, like this is just basically how to change. Yeah, I don't want to become like really repetitive. Okay, you just change whatever we discussed with これそれあれどれ to こちらそちらあちらどちら. Okay, but I don't want to like push too hard of this kind of way of saying, because I don't want to stress with folks out. I know the Keigo is like a beast, but I don't want to stress with folks out. It's like a very beginning stage. You just need to get the idea across without the fear of being offensive. And of course, I think at this stage, you just need to recognize this. That's enough. You just recognize, yeah, just change the le to ちら, then こちらそちらあちらどちら. This is like just give it a feeling that this is like a polite way of saying things, and um, and that's enough. Okay, just to get a feeling of this. So, for example, if you like go to the convenience store, right, コンビニ, right, so こちらへどうぞ. Okay, just need to know that this is like a polite way of saying things. We will gradually ease it in, right? Right now, you just need to recognize it. Alright. Whew. Alright. So, yeah. And it's like 20 minutes left. 20 minutes left, and let me check. Let me quickly check. Yeah. Question was. Yeah. Yeah, I think I just need to push forward. I don't need to expand this because that will be like too complex and involve too much of things that I need to explain. I have to introduce new concept. Yeah, I think I can just go all the way to basic verb conjugations like present tense, past tense, and all that. I know it's not fun at all. Yeah, but it's like a really basic things. In order to like push forward, I have to push forwards to talk about like verbs, like conjugated verbs. So basically, you need to change form, right? And it's kind of like English. You have to base on the present tense, future tense, past tense, and all that. Um, and of course, we got like polarities, polarity. Right? So basically, affirmative or negative, and based on whether you want. Hello, Liza, Liza, Liza. So, hello. Yeah. Um, yeah, and the verb also need to change the yeah, based on the politeness or what is it, just plain language. You have to like change the form. Yeah, but I think, especially at this level, this must, right? This must, just prepare for like N5. This must is like going to cover everything. So must say, right? Past tense ました. must future, non-past tense, present tense, and mashita for the past. So that's yeah, I just need to focus on that. That's enough. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's enough for today's stream, right? Sorry, about that. I think I need to eat something, right? I'm starving right now. And maybe while I'm eating, I will like do a little bit like play Japanese games and do a little bit of research and continue the stream. This is like not using the computer to stream, it's like using phone. So it's sort of like um, in reality, in real life sort of stream. But I can, of course, use the computer to do that. So I have to use capture cards, get a PS5 out without, and like carve myself floating above this game. Um, just having fun. That's more fun. This is like a more grammatical sort of boot camp sort of thing. So I tend to add a little bit of variation. So not just purely me go through all these things. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to end the stream just for now, and maybe just within 30 minutes, I'm going to continue by starting to stream the like lower Japanese while playing a Japanese game slash Japanese game walkthrough, something like that. So hopefully, unfortunately for those of you folks who using TikTok, TikTok's actually like did not allow the streamers to use the OBS to stream. They have to use their own like software, and which I can't do because I mainly work as a developer for Mac, iOS. So I only have Mac, and I don't have a Windows computer to download the like TikTok Studio. So I don't know why. I don't know why they did not allow the like streaming key. Then I have to like join a certain like agencies. Like buying a car, you have to go through an agency. You have to like join a certain agency, and then agency will like take a huge chunk of your streaming income in order to give you a streaming key, and they require you to treat this as a job, right? It's like they need you to stream for like 20, 22 days per month, and I got like at least 120 hours of streaming, which I can't do because I got work to do. Okay, this is like some side gig that do as a building public hobby. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you so much. Bye. Okay, I'm going to end this as well, and I'm going to use computer to do the stream. Bye.